Hello everyone, I have Cris Tales for you today. This is the box. I had a bit of trouble getting it over here to New Zealand. The publisher did not ship to New Zealand, so I had to organise delivery through the United States and from there via a postal forwarding service. So there was a bit of extra trouble involved on my part for getting it, but I was very keen because Cris Tales is an unusual game that has caught the wider imagination, mainly because of its absolutely ravishingly beautiful art style. We have had the demo for a while and many people have played it and expressed an interest in the game, including me. It's an RPG, but the interesting thing is that it was developed by an indie company in Colombia. And we do not often see games coming from Colombia, so this is unusual and special, and they've clearly drawn on their local folklore and art style to produce this game. It's a wonderful opportunity really to dive into a little bit of Colombian culture. So was it worth getting this box with the extra trouble all the way to New Zealand? We'll have a look, we'll find out. I already took the items out of the box because the box was not sealed. So I checked the contents because the outer box itself arrived in a damaged state and the interior was not very well padded, so I was concerned about damage. There is some minor scuffing and denting to the box. The box itself is just ordinary, not very thick cardboard, so it would be quite easy to damage it. So I took the items out because they were stuck a bit at the bottom, and all I still have to get out is the plushie. Had a nice pull-out insert, but as I mentioned, the box itself is thin bendable cardboard, not what I would call one of those sturdy boxes that I would typically get from Nisa, Idea Factory, companies like that who've specialised in limited editions for a long time. Okay, the unusual thing about the cardboard case for the game itself is that it has a sort of 3D effect lenticular cover on it. We won't be able to capture that properly with the camera, so you'll probably just have to take my word for it. And it's one of those effects, when you look at it, I showed it to PoodlePa and his eyes immediately started rolling wildly and he said, "I'm getting dizzy." It's a very strong effect. So here's the game itself. And there are in fact two lenticular cards inside, one to provide the front of the case and the other one is an extra art card. They are very nicely done, they look very beautiful.
Wait, my rose! I have to get my rose back.
And this is the inside, the disc with the inserts. The game is published by Modus Games, as you can see. And that's their typical company insert. But I see there's also, I think it looks like a poster. This is the back of the cardboard for the game case. A one-sided poster. It says Cris Tales. It looks very nice. You can immediately see the distinctive art style. And we have some very lovely little stickers here. And I'll just get the enamel pins out of the bag. Now, they do look very beautiful. They are very nicely produced, colourful with a lot of detail. That is a very nice set of pins. And I've pinned the small one, which I think is the main character, Chris Bell. I've pinned it straight on my cardigan. They are quite small, so they look quite delicate, which is quite nice because a lot of enamel pins can be fairly large and a bit heavy, but these ones you'd be able to wear even on a lighter piece of clothing. So let's get this fella out of his bag. Okay. I think I remember him from the demo, but I can't remember his name. I need to look that up. Got this little top hat and the googly eyes. And a little bow tie. Okay, there he is. And the last item is the art book. As always, you know, that's a big focus for me. As you will have noticed, there is no soundtrack, which is a slight disappointment because they're honestly not that expensive to produce, not like an art book, which would be far more expensive. Yeah, that's for a collector's edition, that is, I would say, a slight disappointment. And I know a lot of people are really keen on the soundtrack. Then you would have to take that into consideration, whether you want to get this particular edition. So it tells us the name of the person who's done all the artwork. And there's a little introduction here. In 2014, my friends and I began dreaming of creating video games. I didn't know what the future would hold, but when I finished the first design of Chris Bell in 2016, I promised myself that I would try, like never before, to draw from my heart and give everything I had to create a video game that one day inspired people. Today I feel very fortunate to be surrounded by a team who, like me, fell in love with this universe of adventures through time, fantastic creatures, eccentric characters and magical places. This art book will give you a tour of my life over the past 5 years from 2016 to 2021, creating the art of Cris Tales. From time mages to talking frogs, Cris Tales' main characters are the common thread in the history of this enchanting world. So here are some of the main characters, and this is obviously the main character, Cris Bell. And here are Christopher, Wilhelm, and some of the others. Now the game is an RPG, it is turn-based, and it employs a time jumping mechanic. And here we have the really important character, the yellow frog. And here are some model sheets, which will be of interest to those of you who like doing your own artwork and always improving and refining your skills. And some more artwork for the villains. Here's some more character design and early world map concept. And here are some locations in the game. The art book is well printed, it's nicely produced, the size is handy, and overall big enough for most of the illustrations to shine. And near the end of the book, some of the illustrations look like they're from the latter part of the game, so they might be a bit spoilerish, so I won't show them. So that is a good art book, and I'm happy with that. So overall, I have to conclude I am happy that I went to that extra trouble to get this collector's edition over to my location here in New Zealand, and the only slight drawback would be that there is no soundtrack, but the focus is firmly here on the artwork with the poster, art book, lenticular art cards, enamel pins, all very well done, and of course the magnificent plushie. And that was it for today for Cris Tales, which I know I will enjoy. Some of you will already have played the game, I'm sure, so let me know your thoughts, as always, in our weekly chat. Thank you very much for watching. It's a pleasure, as always. Please keep well. I'm Food for Dogs. Bye-bye.